Hello and welcome to this commentary on The Rescue. I'm Toby Hadoke, who had precisely nothing to do with the production of this story, so it's a good job I have a far more illustrious bevy of co-conspirators with me, who are...
I'm Ray Cusick, the designer.
And I'm William Russell, who played Ian Chesterton.
And I'm Christopher Barry, who directed this.
Now this is the start of the second production block of Doctor Who, and you'd all been with it from the beginning. Was it a surprise to be doing a second year?
I think we were, actually, yes. It was by courtesy of the Daleks, I think.
Yes, I think, yes, I mean, everyone wanted to see more Daleks. They were probably a bit disappointed when they didn't get them at once. But of course, as we all know, they've lived through eons of time now, quite apart from science fiction time.
That door was always worried me. It looked like a door into a caravan rather than a rocket ship.
Yeah, it does.
It's lovely that the set goes up and down, though. You've built it to suggest
yes,
a crash.
I like the
Yes.
effect of the broken rocket.
And here we have Maureen O'Brien, who is making her Doctor Who debut. Did you have a hand in the casting of Maureen, Christopher?
No, I didn't really at all. I was delighted when she came. Not that I was disappointed in losing Carol Ann Ford, but I didn't have anything to do with it, really.
Did she settle in quite quickly, William?
Oh, immediately, I think, yes. I mean, she was a very talented young actress.
Absolutely.
And she was a delight, really.
It is here. It's as plain as anything on the screen.
And we've got the only other guest star here, Christopher, who is Ray Barrett, playing the Who in the Who Done It. But he wasn't your first choice. Can you remember who your first choice for the part was?
I'm afraid I can't.
Well, unfortunately, I do. It's Bernard Archer, who you'd worked with before on Smuggler's Bay.
Thank you.
And
yes, he probably wasn't available, but I had noted Ray Barrett as an actor I would like to work with from something else, and I think most directors kept a little memory bank one way or another. We didn't have computers in those days, but kept a list of actors who we thought would do good parts one day for us somewhere, and I remembered him and thought he'd suit this very well.
And you wouldn't have had to. You wouldn't have done an audition or anything like that. Would you just have offered it to him?
I would have interviewed him. Yes, not an audition as such. No reading or anything. I don't think.
You didn't keep another book, did you, Chris? I mean, the actors you didn't want to work with.
Well, those weren't written down. They may have been in the back of the memory.
You could remember them. Yes.
I was inspired a lot on this set by a previous set I'd done for the Sensorites story.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
The question of choice of materials. I suddenly discovered this very, very cheap reeded hardboard, which
Is that it there?
No, that's a made-up door. I put the actual fuselage of the ship. It's very cheap, and once you spray it silver, you've got something that resembles, I don't know, the right sort of material used in rocket ships.
Yes. The Sensorites, we had doors that opened.
That's
like
right,
that,
yes.
didn't we?
Yeah, that's right, yes.
We did in the Daleks too.
Yes, indeed.
We're in the TARDIS with William Hartnell lamenting the loss of Carol Ann Ford, and did that affect him because they'd been quite close working on the show?
Yes, I think he didn't like it when anybody moved. I mean, he liked the people to be the same.
I think, like us old people, he doesn't like change.
Yeah.
Didn't like change. I mean, I was horrified when I saw what they've done to this interior in the new Doctor Who's that have been going out for the last couple of years. I just think it's so different. It's a different story altogether.
I went on the set earlier in the year, Chris, and it is quite different, and very expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure. My God.
Do you approve of it as a design, though, Ray?
Well, the show is very successful, so I suppose yes. I see he's been sitting in a Charles Eames chair.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was very much the fashion man, wasn't he? Charles Eames.
Well, it's still fashionable. It's been fashionable for years.
Yes.
Well, it's not fashionable. It's just a classic design.
Yeah, it is.
wherever we are, I think it's nice and fine.
Now, Hartnell's always sort of described as the irascible Doctor, but in this, it's rather a tender scene for him, and he's got a gift for comedy as well. Would you say that he's perhaps a better actor than he's sometimes given credit for?
Oh, yes. I think, in movies, he'd often played sort of semi-comic sergeant majors, hadn't he?
Oh, yes.
And one definitely got amusement from his performances in those films. I mean, he had the capacity to make an amusing comment in this.
Yes, I mean, he'd done so much comedy.
Yeah.
And farce as well. I mean, he understudied Ray Flynn, you know, in the Aldwych farces.
Oh, did he? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I worked with Ray Flynn at Rep
Did you? Yes,
in his last years.
Marvellous.
Good heavens.
Yeah.
That was in London, no.
Yeah. No, I mean, he was certainly. I mean, it was strange in a way, I think, for him, because he really enjoyed comedy, Bill, and he was always looking for moments to be amusing. And I think it was strange for him that he ended up being this very stone-faced sergeant major so often in British war films later, which wasn't really his character, or it wasn't what he had done a great deal of.
I thought his performance in Brighton Rock was very good.
Oh, marvellous, marvellous. He was very good, like his performance in The Sporting Life. He was wonderful, and that was just before he got involved with Doctor Who. So it was a marvellous performance.
Curious lighting here, Christopher, with a sort of gentle strobe effect.
Yes, that's supposedly... Is it coming from the light on the top of the TARDIS, supposedly?
Certainly,
Or is it the light on the planet? I don't remember.
let the audience decide.
Yeah.
It certainly adds to the atmosphere of the scene.
Yes, it does. It does.
Well, he isn't getting any younger, is he? No, it's the first time he's been to sleep during a landing. Hey, Barbara, I've got an idea.
And how do you approach yet another cave, Ray, as a designer?
Yes, caves, very popular. Followed by tunnels.
Absolutely.
All the old associations.
Now, you and Jacqueline have been working together for approaching a year now, and the chemistry on screen is palpable. You got on very well?
Well, we did. We all got on very well, actually. Yes.
It was a lovely team to come in to work with.
Come on.
Well, there may be a way over here, you know.
Yes, but I think the sun...
I understand you started doing picnics for the guest cast and to
Yes,
make everyone
we
welcome.
did. When we were at Riverside, we were so revolted by the canteen food that I don't know whether it was Verity, I can't remember who it was, who suggested, I'll bring in something and we can have a little lunch. And it escalated very rapidly. And finally it was Bill's turn to bring something in. And we all wondered what he would arrive with, because in fact when he was doing Doctor Who, you know, he lived in digs nearby. He didn't go home to Sussex, and so we wondered what would happen. Anyway, what did happen was that this magnificent picnic basket from Fortnum and Mason arrived for lunch, and that was Bill's offer. It was wonderful.
That the model shot of the crashed spaceship was built by a special effects company called
Shawcraft.
And what I did is they weren't really designers, so you really had to spell everything out to them. So what I did a drawing of the complete spaceship, and then a second one of it broken in parts, so they could get some idea of its form.
I want to go down there and investigate.
For once, I'd agree with him.
So would the Union Jack have been your contribution? It's got a... Optimistically, there's a Union Jack.
Yes, this was designed by the costume designer.
I was wondering who...
Daphne Dare.
Daphne designed this.
Yes, excellent designer, Daphne Dare.
Yes, she was.
I think she worked at the Bristol Old Vic at some time.
And would you have colluded with her to try and get some uniformity to the design of the planet, say?
We spoke to each other. It wasn't collusion. It was an occasional chat when we met, sort of thing. But I think time was the factor. We didn't really have time when we went colour, we had things called realisation teams, when we all got together and spoke. But in these days, you know, it's 1963. It was rush, rush, rush.
I was asked the other day whether in black and white days, as opposed to when colour came in, you designed specifically for black and white and in use of colour backgrounds, etc. And I said, as far as I could see, there's a lot of black and white and silver used in the designs because they were very effective in black and white tones.
Yes.
What would you say, Ray, about that?
But yes, actors, they did try and experiment in the old Ali Pali days of when they were testing with colour.
Yes.
And they had monochromatic sets, and it really upset the actors. They hated it. So I used colour in a sort of in its real terms, but at the same time with an idea on what it would look like in black and white.
Yes.
Things often had a shine to them, didn't they?
Yes.
It was.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Those endless caves.
Silver.
Yes. Those cliffs.
Douglas Adams maintained that Doctor Who never recovered from not being in black and white. He always felt it helped the atmosphere.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
There's a lot to be said about films too, in question of black and white versus colour.
Now continuous recording, and yet you have to pull off an explosion and falling rocks in the studio there.
Yeah.
Well, of course, it's well known in Hollywood in the black and white days. They compensated for the lack of colour by very imaginative lighting.
Lighting,
Yeah.
absolutely, and we lost a lot of that when colour came in, I think.
I mean, when you remember those classic sword fights with Basil Rathbone and Errol Flynn,
Yes.
with great big shadows cast on the
Oh
wall.
yes, wonderful.
Marvellous, marvellous.
Usually going up and down a staircase.
Yes.
Yeah. You always went up only to come down.
Yeah.
Now the Doctor's got a torch there, Ray. Is that an ordinary torch you've augmented to make it look
yes,
futuristic?
it is. It's a prop. Yeah.
The whole roof's falling in.
I don't remember it actually.
Now, Christopher, around this time you'd asked for extra time in rehearsals for the actors, because you sent a memo saying that one of the complaints about Doctor Who was sometimes about the acting, and you felt that was unfair on the actors because they were constrained by the technical travails of the studio.
Really, I'm surprised to hear that, but I'm not surprised to hear that I asked for extra time because it was always such a rush.
I think we all asked for extra time.
Yes,
Some sort of-
always. And I don't think we ever got it.
No.
Have you any record of if we ever got it?
I don't think you got it,
No,
no, but I think
Yeah.
that you asked.
Oh, well, one up to me for asking.
I mean, when you think these sets were put up overnight in the studio,
Yeah.
and to make sure they were ready for camera rehearsals at 10 o'clock, I used to get into the studio about 4 o'clock in the morning to chivvy the stagehands along, the night crew, that is, who were by that time exhausted, and then to meet the day crew so that we had some sort of good start at 10 o'clock.
Yes, I'm not too bad. Come along, don't just sit there, my dear.
And you usually made it, Ray. We did start.
Yes,
I
yes.
never remember
Yeah.
being held up. The set isn't ready. Occasionally they would say, well, you go through a door. Well, it isn't here now, but it will be.
Yes.
Yeah, William Hartnell hated doors. He said to me once, he said, you've done some very nice designs, I'm very pleased for you. He said, but the person who designed these doors ought to be shot. as though it was somebody else.
What could have happened?
But then, as we all know, actors hate doors.
Hate doors, yes, they do.
So this is Maureen Hiding. Her character had originally been called Tanny and then Lucky. You eventually settled on Vicky. How did Ray Barrett see out of the neck of that or something, do you think?
It was gauze on the front, as far
Yes.
as I remember. Most of these sort of masks are, and you
Yes.
could see through perforations rather than deliberate holes.
The same principle I used on the Dalek. I mean,
Yes.
the top has got a gauze behind the louvers, so the operator can see out, but you can't see in.
And his weapon there, would you have made that from scratch? That sort of
Yeah. Oh,
clump
yes.
thing.
Yes.
That
Yes.
sort of spanner he wields.
Spanner of Doom.
Yeah.
Did you design that, or would special effects have designed that?
No, I was special effects.
You
at the
were
time.
special
Yes.
effects.
The problem with these early stories was
Yes.
that the special effects were contracted out to an independent company, who, as I said, were marvellous constructors and model makers, but they couldn't design. So all the design fell back on myself and the other designer,
Barry Newbury.
Barry Newbury.
Barry Newbury.
Barry Newbury.
I was going to say Michael Barry. Barry Newby. And so we, in a sense, we both had twice as much work to do.
Yes.
BBC special effects didn't come in until 67 or 66.
Now, this episode was recorded at Television Centre as opposed to
Yes.
Lime Grove or Riverside. So did that present challenges all of its own?
No, that was a bonus. More space.
They had more space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Odd for a relatively sort of small scale story then, that ironically you were given more space than you usually got.
Well, I suppose we must have. Then.
He knows everything, everything. Well, tell me.
You rewrote a lot, or pushed to have a lot of the dialogue for this episode rewritten, Christopher. Was that again part of the course for your approach to try and push?
I honestly can't say. Obviously, if people weren't happy with the dialogue they were given to speak, or if I wasn't happy, one would first approach the story editor. But often one would improvise in the studio and then put it to the story editor. But if the story editor came down at the final rehearsal and found that you changed the dialogue without him knowing, there was hell to pay, and you had to have a session, waste time arguing about it. I wasn't a great alterer of dialogue, as I recall.
Well, I think one of the things was that the motivations of the character of Bennett were not clear. And when you offered the part to Ray Barrett, you said, in the letter, we're changing this to make it a better part and to make him more believable.
Remember waking up?
I'm afraid I can't
My
comment.
thoughts.
You have access, I believe, to all the files on the programme and all the letters and things. We don't.
Dragged himself back. I was ill for days. I didn't know about
Lovely
it.
character moment here for...
Yes.
Found
She's got such an expressive face.
He can't walk. We just wait. And then Cuquillian.
Now, this was quite a short story for those days. Now, Doctor Who is told in 50 minutes, whereas you had,
but
6, 7, 8 episodes.
They don't really talk, do they? They sort of interject and exclaim, and you pick it up with the special effects.
Whereas, actually, this is a lovely character moment carried off by two very good actresses.
Yeah. It was a very good introduction for a new person coming into Doctor Who, and it was very
strong introduction.
Very strong introduction. I mean, she went through all the emotions in this, and that was very, very good.
Well, it was written
She
by,
certainly seized her opportunities, Maureen. She did it very well.
written by David Whittaker, of course, who'd been working with
That's
you for
right.
years.
That's
so-
right.
I believe Maureen had just played quite a big part in a big West End production or Shakespearean production, hadn't she? Before she did this, I seem to remember something in her career, but
I can't understand it. I just can't understand it. Silence is totally alien to people on this planet. Oh, well, people change, Doctor.
Yeah, she'd been at the Liverpool Everyman Theatre. That's where
she'd been at the Liverpool.
Yeah, she was one of the founder members.
Yeah.
People on this planet to hate death and destruction. And dear boy, when I was here
So we've got some smoke coming in there.
total population about
But dry ice machines are noisy, so how would you have...
Possibly by having them far away behind the set and having them wafted in, lots of stage hands wafting great sheets of plywood or something.
You had room for all that sort of thing in Television Centre. You didn't have room for it in Studio D.
No.
Sorry, Barbara, I forgot all about your cuts and bruises. Oh, it could be worse. It's the arm mainly. I must have strained it catching hold of that tree to break my fall.
So, Christopher, this was double banked, as it were, with the following story, The Romans, and yet it was treated as, I guess, by you as one production.
Well, it was presented to me as one production slot, as far as the filming for both went. There were film shots in this for use as backgrounds and things. It was much more economical to elide the two in production terms.
I'm very sure.
That's the only reason I can think of for it being 6. And one I hadn't done 6s in this series before, but I was quite used to doing quite a lot of episodes. I mean, when we did the Daleks, as you probably know, it was split between me and Richard Martin, and I did the majority of them. But I think it was purely economical and trying to squeeze the money, make it go as far as it would.
He's gone.
Now, for a whodunit, we have our only suspect here.
Yes.
Straight from Australia.
Yes.
He's killed them.
And went on to have a very... Well, he's still working, and it was in the troubleshoots, but he was in England for a good 20 years.
Yes, I was trying to think of it.
Anyway.
Surprised?
Ledge is narrowing out now, Doctor. What's that, my boy? What? What's it?
Now, we're about to see a sand monster talking about keeping the production. The actor inside the sand monster is the same actor who does the voice of the space captain. He was also asked to play a cowled figure in episode 2 as well, but ended up not so doing. So Tom Sheridan, I don't know what's become of him since, but did monster and voice acting in this.
Are we seeing the join in the jab light box?
Yes, I know, yes. I hope you wouldn't notice that.
Surely it's a fissure.
Yes, it's a fish.
A fissure, yes.
Fault.
I should do myself an injury. What was that? What, stop me?
The danger there was if you asked the painter and so on to mask that, they would make such a heck of a job sometimes it would stand out worse. Yes, I designed this sand monster.
Yes?
Yes.
It's got eyes.
I did 2 designs for
It's a
this.
sort of salamander.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's rather charming creature.
Very intelligent reasoning.
But you were mentioning about this Sheridan doing all these different things. I mean, presumably this was, again, an economy measure. Get one actor. He hasn't got much to do there, but he's got time to do that.
Time to do that, yes.
And if he'll accept our minimal contract, we'll get him to do it. I mean, one had the feeling in those early days, or right through the Doctor Who era that I ever worked on, that the budget was so constrained that you had to make every possible economy. When I look at Doctor Who today, which I must admit I don't do very often, the budget seems to be absolutely boundless.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it may be something to do with its great success.
Well, for a start, the current art department down at Cardiff use computer-aided design quite a lot.
Oh, terrific amount, yes.
The last time I worked in the BBC design department, we looked into computers, but the head had to back up. We couldn't afford it.
Well, the only programme that I ever worked on the BBC on very early days.
There's your
computers.
monster.
Yes.
That's a nice shot.
Well, that's the end of episode 1. Hopefully, William, we won't have you for dinner, and we'll see if you survive into episode 2. Sidney Wilson there, credited as Killian.
Yes.
A nod to Sidney Newman and Donald Wilson.